So today we're doing Unit 3, Day 3, Triangle Basics and Triangle Sum. Okay, let's start off. A triangle is a three-sided polygon, that basically means shape, okay, that is made up of sides, angles, and vertices, okay? This is just a fancy word for corners, okay? Vertex is one, vertices is multiple. It can be classified by sides and by angles, okay? All right, so looking at a triangle, here's one angle, okay? Talking about inside here, there's a side, all right? And here is a vertex, which is a corner, okay? Like right here, okay? That's a vertex. All right, next thing is, let's learn how to classify them by sides. Scalene, okay? So look at the word scalene. Make sure you remember this as nothing equal, okay? So no sides are congruent, okay? So you notice here, one side is 12, one side is 5, one side is 13. So I'm going to mark it like this. Boom, second one gets 2, and then the other one gets 3, okay? Isosceles, you have two sides that are congruent, okay? So looking at this triangle, this is marked with one hash mark, and so is that one. So those two sides are congruent. Equilateral, equi, okay? Sounds like equal, okay? So you have three sides that are congruent, okay? So you have this, this, and this. Those are all the same, okay? Now, for classifying angles, acute. You all know what acute is, right? So you have all three angles are acute, okay? Which basically means less than 90 degrees, right? So here you have 30, 70, and 80, okay? A right triangle, okay? So you have one right, okay, angle and two acute angles, okay? So looking at this one, you have a 90-degree angle, and then the other two angles are acute. Obtuse, you have one obtuse angle, all right, and two acute angles. All right, so here is your obtuse angle, the 100, it's over 90, and then you have 50 and 30, and then you have your equiangular, right? So all angles are congruent here. All right, so now you remember back in Unit 1 we told you a little secret. We said that all the angles of a triangle add up to 180. Well, you have three angles in a triangle, so that's why all of these are going to be 60. So anytime you see an equiangular triangle, angles are always going to be 60. All right, next thing. Now we can look at examples by sides. Look at all the sides. The sides, you've got 5, 13, and 9. None of those are equal, so that is scalene. Okay? Now, let's look at angles. You've got 75, you've got 65, okay? And then you've got 40, right? So, marking those all up, they're all different, but they're all acute. Okay? So, they're all less than 90. Now, let's talk about this one. By sides, I noticed that there are two congruent sides, so that's isosceles. Okay, and then you have by angles, okay, you have two congruent angles, okay, and then you have one that's different, okay, and so by angles you would say that they are acute, okay, because they're all less than 90. Now, let's talk about the triangle sum theorem. The sum of the measures of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees, right? Okay, so now you have to add all these angles. Angle A plus angle B plus angle C all add up to 180. With these ones, here you do angle D plus angle E plus angle F equals 180, okay? But this is an equal angular triangle. So you have 180 degrees in the bank. You divide it by 3, okay? As I mentioned before, each one is 60, okay? So equal angular triangle, all those angles are 60 degrees. Now, let's see how this would look like as far as questions go. All right, it says find the measure of angle T, okay? This one's pretty simple, so I'm just going to do it in a simple manner. 180 minus 30 minus 74, right, because 180 is your bank, all right, that's going to give you a leftover of 76 degrees, okay? So that missing angle would be 76 degrees. This one's a little bit more complicated, so let's set up an equation. So I'm going to add all these. 2x minus 1 plus x plus 25 plus 75 equals 180. Okay? I'm going to add like terms. That's 3x. Then now these ones. Okay? You have those all add up to 99. That equals 180. Take away the 99 on both sides. 3x equals 81. And when you divide by 3, x is going to be 27. Now, can you guys plug in and find the measure of angle y? Okay? Can you tell me what that measure is? All right. So now, we're going to move on. Exterior angle theorem, okay? Basically, what this has is the two inside angles, the two remote means far or further, interior angles, those two right here, this one and then this one, okay? When you add these up, they add up to the exterior angle, okay? All right, so let's look at that as an example. All right, here are your two remote angles. So you would say 30 plus 75 equals that x, right? So what does that add up to? What's 30 plus 75? That would be 105, okay? All right. Now for this one's to me is a little bit easier. You've got, this is not a non-remote one because it's close to the exterior angle. This one you simply would remember that, look at this, you've got a linear pair there, right? So you've got 180 minus 27, okay, will give you, what will that give you? 153 degrees, okay? So again, notice the difference between the two examples. All right, let's have some fun. This is like a puzzle, okay? It says, your turn. Solve for n, x, y, and z. Hint, solve for each missing angle of the triangles first. Okay? So let's go to work. Here's triangle 1. To get this angle right here, you know that there's 180 degrees in a triangle. Okay? So I'm going to go 180 minus 60, and I'm going to get 40. See that? Okay, now to get this y right here, you know that these two are linear pairs, right? So I would go 180 minus 40, so I know y would equal 140. All right, you see that? Now, z, what does z equal? Well, it's vertical, so that is 40, okay? So let's see what else we can solve. I see a 105 here. This is a linear pair, right? So if this is 105, to get this angle, you would go 180 minus 105, okay? That would be 75, okay? And now n would be 75, all right? So 75, okay, and then you've got 40 here, all right? And then to get this angle, you know that there's 180 degrees in that triangle, so you would go minus the 40, minus the 75, and then you would get 65 over here. Now, finally, the linear pair, you would, to get that x, you would go 180 minus the 65, okay? And what would you get for that? All right, see you soon.